Okay. Hey, Soren. Hey, buddy. How you doing? How you doing? Oh my goodness. Oh, Soren. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Hey guys. Want to join me while I make some food? Gonna do a little bit of grilling. Yeah. Right now I'm cutting up some onion for the meat. I'd like to cut it up a little smaller, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I don't like humongous chunks of onion in things. Also, I have no idea how long I should stream. You can probably hear me in the background. Well, maybe I should get some like earbuds or something. Okay, we have diced the onion. Let's put it in the meat so that I can chop up a little bit of jalapeno and do the same with it. Sorry, the sun is going down right now, so I'm losing light. I guess I could set up a light stand or something, but I don't plan on streaming for that long. I need a bowl. Big bowl for the meat. Excuse me, camera. Oh, well, you guys just witnessed me breaking a bowl. So I want to stay awake. Oh. Let's sweep a little bit of this glass up. Keep some of the paws from getting bloody. Oh man, it went everywhere. I need a little technical difficulties card that I can pop up on the screen while I fix this. I need to sweep in here anyways. Alright, rug. You are going to get wrapped up until I can vacuum you. This is a great first stream, huh? Okay, I think I've just about got it. How many people are even watching this? Who wants to watch some old guy clean up glass? Top-notch streaming right here. Okay, is all the glass I'm going to get up now. I'm going to mop the floor later because I'm hungry. Okay. What a day. Alright, let's wash our hands. Back to prep. So I use a seasoning blend in most of the meat that I prepare. It's pepper, salt, garlic powder, and onion powder. And it's actually not salt, it's seasoned salt or seasoning salt, which I like. I think it tastes really good in there. All right, let's prep a little bit of this jalapeno. Need to use it before it goes. All right, we'll do that much jalapeno in the meat. Now, I don't typically put things in my meat because I grew up not liking onions or strange objects in my food. But I have since learned that if you can get over your fear of strange new things, you'll discover a whole world of awesome and flavor. Okay, that's enough of that. This meat I'll go ahead and mash up. Oh, let's put some seasoning in it before I get all this raw meat on my hands. That should be good. Okay, here we go. So out here in Belgium, they call I used to hate onions. They call this meat out here, I mean, it's basically ground beef. And you can get ground beef out here, but I'm not sure why. But they call this filet d'American. Filet d'American. I don't know. I guess they think that we eat our meat raw or we eat raw ground beef, but they eat it raw here. You buy it, and it's excellent quality, don't get me wrong. But they buy it so that they can put some sauce on it and eat it uncooked with like some French fries or, sorry, Belgian fries. Yeah, so I grew up hating onions, and to be perfectly honest with you, if an onion is uncooked or really crunchy, the only time that I'll ever enjoy like a crunchy fresh onion is in pico de gallo. And it's amazing in pico de gallo. And when I was younger, I would have not enjoyed it, but I do now. Wow, look at this. I need to blend this a little bit more. There's a lot of onion in here. I didn't even put that much. I put most of the onion on these skewers. So that is how I prepare burger meat. I don't work it too much because then it starts to get all weird. But I just got a little bit of seasoning in here, a little bit of chopped onion, a little bit of chopped jalapeno. I'll go ahead and form the patties and put them on my little prep plate. I'll do 2 patties. They shrink a little bit, so I don't want to do any more than that. I'll do a little bit more on this guy. I don't like my patties too terribly thick. I'm not a fan of double patties or double deckers or so much beef that you don't get to taste any of the vegetables or anything. But, yeah. Here's how I form the patties. Just rotate it and squish it till it becomes a nice little circular form. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I don't really have hamburger buns. I'm going to make like hamburger sandwiches because hamburger buns are not something that are common out here. And that's about the thickness I like it. Okay, let's put this on my prep plate, which has a few other little miscellaneous bits and bobs on it. Try and keep it separate from other things. Let's do the last patty, and then we can move on to doing the rest of the skewers. I'm going to do the skewers, and then I'm going to cut up some currywurst and stick them on the skewers as well, with bell peppers, mushroom. I'm going to try potato, but I'm not too hopeful because potato usually takes a while to cook. But I have onion on the base of the skewer. I'm going to probably put the rest of this onion on there. I'm going to oil and season this asparagus. So just a touch of olive oil and a touch of my Nelson seasoning on it. And it's going straight on the grill like that. I might put it in a little basket. I have a little basket thing for it. It's designed for hot dogs, but it works. Keep the asparagus from falling too apart. Okay, here we go. Shaping this patty, moving on. I'm excited and hungry. You should never be prepping your food this late in the game when you're hungry. That is a gorgeous patty. We have two patties. Get this bowl out of the way. Wash our hands. What's next? We'll cut up some bell pepper. We'll cut bell pepper up. Oh, felt good. Warm water. That meat was really chilly. It kind of chilled my hands to the bone. Warm water felt good. Let's clean up this workspace. Goodness gracious, we're saving these jalapenos for later, so I'll put them on the prep plate for now. Let's get all this stuff that we're not going to keep and put it in our little compost bucket. So this is something that the Europeans have been doing since like before time that not many Americans ever practice. You ever noticed how terrible your garbage smells? There's all this rotting food in it. You know, your in-sink disposal gets clogged up or always smells terrible if you don't run water through it. The Europeans, they have a food waste bucket. And they take all of their food and stuff that is compostable, anything that will break down pretty quickly, and they throw it in their backyard in a bucket and let it turn into soil. And I think that is the coolest thing ever. And I've been practicing it since we've been here. And I feel like I'm going to probably take it with me when I go back to the States because it's just such a good thing to do. It's good for the environment. And to be perfectly honest, you get excellent potting soil with really fresh, compost that has just been turned into soil. It's really rich, and it grows things really, really well. You don't need Miracle-Gro or anything in your potting soil if you use compost. But if you don't have a big yard, your compost sometimes smells because it is just that. It's composting things. They're going away. They're dying. They're getting broken down by the worms and the bugs and the moisture, decay. All part of the cycle of life and death on this planet. Okay, I'm cutting these in a little smaller chunks than I normally would. And I don't know why. But, yeah, there we go. Let's do this other one. Oh, yeah. Let's not cut ourselves in half. So, grilling. I'm sure you guys tuned in because you wanted to watch some grilling. Grilling is simple. It's basically a source of heat, and you're cooking your food with it. Just like any other normal cooking instance where you take heat and you cook with it. But, oh, by the way, that was my wife. She's probably calling because she's working on the water main at the house in Hoodsport. I may have to let you guys go in a second. Let me finish cutting this bell pepper and we'll see what the deal is. She's going to leave a message. So, yeah, so we just had a whole bunch of stuff done on the property, and I'm guessing some of it is what caused the water main to break. And so now we are using like 12 times the amount of water that we're used to. What's really cool is the city water guys will come and tell you. Otherwise, we would be paying for like, 20,000 gallons of water when we only use like maybe 100 a month. Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? Sorry for the reach, guys. I have Facebook Messenger up. And the wife hasn't said anything yet. I'll wait until she says something before I end this. But we've got this cut. Here are the potatoes. These are the potatoes that we get out here. They are cute, adorable, and ultra delicious. Little like fingerling potatoes. You know what? I'm going to coat them with a little bit of oil so that they cook a little faster. And maybe drop a little seasoning on them. I might season everything once it's on the skewers. Ooh, I'm doing these too. I'm going to go ahead and season these with the asparagus. I'm going to do these. I might do them whole. Let's go ahead and do them whole. I'll just go ahead and stick them on here and see what happens. So I have onion, a little bit of this salami. This is more for like fat. I'm going to get it hot and the fat's going to render and it's going to kind of drip on things. Let's get a bell pepper on here. And then we'll cut up some currywurst and put it on there too. This stuff doesn't really need to be cooked, but it's German and it's curry. So they put curry in their wurst, in their sausages, and it's delicious. Oh, it smells good. It's seasoned. It's very well done. Like I was never a big fan of pork products or sausage, and then I went to Germany. Man, they do it right. Like there's some stuff that I'm not a huge fan of. Like still, I'm not a huge fan of pork, but if I go to a German restaurant or if I find a German recipe for pork, I'll try it. I'll try it out because they do it right. They use the right seasonings. They don't make it too anything, too weird or whatever. All right, so here's this. Cool. And then we'll just kind of rotate through. Before I get too crazy here, I'm going to go ahead and oil and season the asparagus and the potatoes so I can go ahead and put the potatoes on. So this is just going to be a light drizzle, a heavy drizzle, of olive oil and a dash of my seasoning mix. This seasoning mix my family's been using for a very long time. We love it. We use it on everything. It's simple. My dad designed it for brisket. We used to do brisket all the time when we were in Texas growing up. And we would use that seasoning mix on our brisket. We would prep the brisket, cut it, trim it, and then we would take the seasoning, coat the whole thing on the outside, let it sit in the fridge for a few hours so that seasoning can kind of soak into the brisket, and then we cooked it. We cooked the brisket on very low temp with smoke, and we would smoke it with mesquite wood, and we would do that for about 8 to 12 hours. So let's do bell pepper. I like doing patterns, but at the same time, I only have so much of each object, so I gotta kind of like weigh it out and see how I want it. Got plenty of these, but I think I'm gonna need more of them. We'll throw one of these extra onions on here. Grilled onions are good. I've never been a fan of onions until I grew up and started trying it on the norm. Let's do another stick. We'll do a sausage and a potato. Yeah, this potato may take a little longer to cook than I think. I might have to cook it longer after I'm done here. Bell pepper. Are people commenting? I need to have my screen up. There we go. Yay. We have this, and this. Let's do a mushroom. These mushrooms are so good, I could eat them raw. I love these little brown mushrooms that grow out here. They're called chestnut mushrooms, but any mushroom out here. I've only not liked one mushroom, and it's the one that's kind of white and grows all over weird with a bunch of heads. That one is okay, but European food is so like stuff you see in movies. It's kind of magical. I really enjoy it. Let's do another sausage. This is, if you ever do this, there's no like pattern that you have to follow. There's no set anything. It's just, you just throw stuff on a stick because it's going to get on the fire. It's going to be delicious. Let's see what else we do. We'll do another mushroom. We'll finish this one off with an onion. This is my last little piece of onion here. Okay, next stick. I might have too many ingredients here. Let's throw a vegetable on this other side of this meat. There we go. Oh, I wish I could hurry this up because I'm hungry. Yeah. So how could you be not a fan of mushrooms but still like shiitakes? I mean, if you're putting like soy sauce and a bunch of stuff on it, it almost kind of turns into like a meaty, like proteiny, feely thing. So yeah, shiitakes, I don't know if I would consider that a normal mushroom because they're a little bigger than normal, and you can almost use them as like a hamburger patty. And they're good. I like shiitake mushrooms. I haven't had many of them. Oh, I haven't done much mushroom. Let's do a mushroom. Oh my goodness, those bird burritos turned out amazing. Erie, you are the best. I am so excited to get as many stickers of that as I can and just put them everywhere. The weather out here has been kind of warm lately. How has it been out there? I really, really love the weather right now, but it's just a few degrees higher than it should be. And with the amount of humidity we have, you feel it. Southern California, it gets up to like 100 on a day, and you're just like, oh yeah, it's hot. Now out here, it's 100, and people are like dying. Like literally just passing out and just like, blah, done. The humidity just amplifies the temperature so much. And I'm not a fan of it. I love this place a lot, but I don't think that I could do long term out here with this amount of humidity. And then when it rains, oof. When it's humid, so like the difference for me between humidity and dry is when it's dry, you sweat, in the heat. You sweat and it comes off. No, not it comes off. It evaporates, and you get evaporated liquid on you, or a liquid that's like evaporating, and that creates coolness. Now, when you have humidity in the air, that liquid does not evaporate. So you get this just layer of moisture on your skin that doesn't go away. And then if it's like windy or something, it gets all clogged with dirt, and you just feel dirty all the time. You get out of the shower and you dry off, and you're like, you don't really feel dry. But that's only like really high humidity environments. Oh man, I'm excited about this asparagus. This stuff is from Germany. I have a bunch more. I'm going to save it for later. But alright, I got extra stuff. I might cook some of this stuff separately or later. Might throw some of it back in the fridge. Right now I'm just going to focus on this, and this. So let's clear out what we're not going to cook right now. Ooh, I'll throw an extra piece of meat on these because I'm not the hugest fan of like salami and sausage. But when that fat renders and it's spiced, right? The Europeans know how to make good sausage, by the way. When it's spiced right, it's really amazing. Okay. So these are the objects we're cooking. I'm going to wash my hands and we'll transition out to the patio. We may take a break for a minute while I talk to my wife. Also, I might have to set up some light. The sun is going away. Okay. Yeah, asparagus is so good. I'm not a fan of when there's too much of the base and it gets all fibrousy, but when you get like the head of it and most of the way down, the flavor's just right. I just really enjoy it. All right, let's move outside. You guys want to see if I can one-hand all this and the camera? Now the camera is wireless, but I have it on like on a weighted stand. So we'll see how this goes. This may be very interesting. I'm going to have to apologize for the mess, but Sona takes everything that is sitting around and he tears it up. He especially loves toilet paper rolls. He'll take a toilet paper roll and he'll just destroy it. It's kind of like a treat for him. Oh, you guys got to see the sunset. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. If you guys saw this setup, you would laugh, but it's really cool because my phone is charging. Base won't go anywhere in the wind. It's very stable. Ugh. Oh, you guys got to see this. I don't know if you can see it, but oh, there's the sunset. Europe is magical, guys. I love it here. Oh, you guys check this out. This rose bush just doesn't quit. This is ridiculous. There's just so much. So many roses. Sorry for the mess, guys. So, it's someone's birthday today. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. I have my little cheesecake alternative because I can't find cheesecake out here. I have my rum. I'm going to cook some dinner before I drink because otherwise it'll get interesting. I've already turned on the propane. So here we go. I cleaned this already, so it doesn't look that clean, but it is. We have a lot of options here. It looks pretty daunting, but you pretty much just want to get the heat to your food so that it cooks it. And that's all it is. You're just heating your food to cook it. Now on occasion you'll want to like make it a little flame licked and you get like a roasted flavor on the outside of your food when it gets a little too hot on the outside. But listen for the gas noise and then you pop the little dealy and it makes your We don't need all of these on, but I want to cook this food pretty quickly. Let's just do these three. That should be more than enough. And with propane, it heats up really quickly, so you don't have to do much. So one of the ways that I judge the amount of heat that you're providing is by holding your hand over the fire. So if you can hold your hand over the fire for, like 3 seconds or more, it's not really that hot, and you can't really cook that well with it, at least in a decent amount of time. The way I judge how hot a grill should be and how, what temperature it is at so that it can cook optimally is if I hold my hand over it and I can only hold it there for like 2 seconds or less and it's too hot. That means that temperature, at least for me, is where I want it to be cooking my meat. Let's turn these up a little bit, get a little more heat. So this is cool because it has your propane coming out, it gets lit, and it's like a string of fire. And then there's these little deflectors that keep the propane heat from just coming straight up, kind of deflects it out underneath these little V-shaped things and pushes it up pretty evenly over the surface of this. Ooh, this is getting warm. It's just about ready. Just kind of tweak it a little bit. So once you get the temperature you want, because it heats so quickly, you get the temperature you want and you turn the temperature down a little bit on these knobs because If you don't, it'll continue to heat up until it reaches its stable state, which may not be the temperature you want. So, all right, that is just about where I want it. Turn this down a little bit. And I'll go ahead and start sticking stuff on. Sometimes I'll prep my grill surface with a little bit of olive oil or something. And I might actually for the patties. But for these guys, I'm just going to let them cook like this. Yep, exciting stuff. No, that's good. We'll let this be. Now, with these little wooden handles, you want to make sure that you don't burn them. I've done that, if you can't tell, in the past. And it's not good to have burnt handles. That temperature's too low. Let's push this up a little bit. That's good right there. That's probably a good temperature for the patties. Let me grab some oil real quick and prep the surface. Hey, Sona. Hey, buddy. What you doing, pal? Sona's had an interesting day. Sona went into the compost bin. That's another thing. Like if you got a pet or children that are going to be all up in your compost, that's something to think about, because when you have that like rotting decay out and about, you have to keep it covered and secured, because your animals or your children may end up in it. And while it is natural, it's definitely not something you want your kids or dogs rolling around in. Okay, that temperature is perfect. This is prepped. Here we go. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It might sizzle. It should sizzle. Nope, it's not sizzling. It will get there. Alright, I need a spatula. Just a sec. Ooh, I don't have any spatulas inside, so I'm going to have to use one of these. I'm going to go clean it real quick. Hold on a minute. So, if you guys didn't notice, I don't mind walking away from this. When you have your temperature set very comfortably where you feel like you can walk away from it, I mean, you never want to like completely make a fire unattended, but you should certainly have control over it. You should never ever not have control of your fire. Propane, super easy to control. Also super easy to get overboard with it. Turn everything up to the max. Oh man, you can start to see some of the browning coming in on like the sausages. Oh, these guys are getting a little dry. The mushrooms. Maybe I'll put some oil on the mushrooms. Maybe too late for that. No, it's never too late for that. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on the mushrooms to keep them from getting too terribly dry. They're going to be delicious either way, but little bit of oil on them, they won't dry out so badly. Got 2 in here. We need more oil. This thing is absorbing all the oil up in it. I should have like a little silicone mop. That would be optimal. Okay. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh, you can start to smell the veggies getting roasted. See the little blackening on the edges here? Oh, you can smell it. It smells so good. I really wish I could be sharing this with you guys. Sona will probably have some. I'll share a little bit with Sona. I've thought about streaming, and I don't know if people would find it interesting. I'm not sure what I would stream. Probably my tinkering, like with this little cigar box that I haven't really touched in a minute with the speaker in it. I want to share that with people, but I'm not sure if streaming is the answer, or if I should do like a pre-recorded video and edit it. I don't know. I'm sure I'll figure that out. We'll see if people like listening to me talk endlessly. So, how are you guys doing? Laptop chocolates. Oh my goodness, Sam! Did you get your box? Oh yeah! Oh! Sam, do you want to like stream or take pictures? I really want to see what you got and how you like it. It's pretty much just I'll let you describe it. I don't know. I was thinking of you guys and how I want to share a little bit of Belgium. Ooh, so cool. I saw laptop chocolates and I was like, that has nothing to do with what I'm doing here. Oh, that is so cool. I'm so excited you got your box. I really would have loved to have been able to send some of these flowers that we have growing in this backyard because I don't know what to do with them. There are so many. If you guys just saw that rose bush, it's outrageous. It has over 100 roses on it. I started counting and I got to like 75 and I was just about halfway through them. That rose bush, ever since we trimmed it, is just exploded. And then of course we have the forest just right down the street. So I went through the forest and picked some stuff. We have these little booklets that we'll get if you're like a tourist or something, or if you're just in town, you can get them, and they just have kind of what's going on around the area. I stuck like leaves and ferns and all sorts of other cool stuff in there. I hope I'm not ruining it for anybody, but I'm excited, and I've been like on edge this whole time hoping that she'll get this box for the birthday. And I'm so excited that she has. Happy birthday, Sam. Alright, I'm going to turn the temperature down a little bit on this and get a clean plate so that we have a clean plate to put our food on. Well, you know what? Let's throw this asparagus on here. I've been waiting to do it because it cooks pretty quickly. Should have put this in a little thing. Yeah, grilling is easy. I don't know. I mean, but I grew up doing it, so. Ooh, let's see. You can press the roses. I could, huh? I'd need like a lot of big books or I don't know. You'll have to show me, Ari, like what process I should use to press them, because they're big. Each of these roses is bigger than like a fist. Some of them are like double fist size. They're just so big. It's crazy. And it's the same with these other flowers I have here that I don't think are roses, but they're in the same family. There's no thorns on the thingamabob. Alright, we got this going. This stuff is looking good. This stuff might be done really soon. Ooh, the little sausage here has like gotten a little crispy. It's like a little hot, you know, a little dark pepperoni that's on your pizza. That's going to be so full of flavor, and it's going to impart some of the flavor into like the mushroom and this potato. Oh, I'm so excited for it. We have, this is looking good. Try and rotate things on the regular to keep it all cooking a little evenly. I'm gonna go get a clean plate. Oh, Sam, I'm so excited for the. Oh, that's the jalapeno. I'm like, what is that green? I'm so excited to see the photos and your reactions to everything in that box. I'll be right back in just a second. Okay, I got 2 plates because I think we might need 2 plates. And I should hurry up and hop off this stream so someone else can do it. I'm so excited to see what you guys got in your boxes. Oh, Sam, happy birthday. I am so glad that stuff got there in time. That laptop should be good to go for you. I've put some emulators on it and some ROMs so you can play video games. I thought about sending a controller, but I really don't. I don't know. Ooh, okay, so this one here looks like it's about done. This mushroom has shrunk quite a bit. This has firmed up quite a bit. I feel like it's just about time to pull these off of here. So I'll start going through making sure everything's cooked and pull them off as I see. Oh, look at this. That's going to be so good. Is everything in frame? Can you guys see what's going on here? I should move you in closer. Look at that. Firm and delicious. So, to know how long things should be cooking for, your meats will firm up. They won't firm up a whole ton, and they'll firm up more once they cool down, but you know, you want it dark on the outside, and you don't want it like mushy on the inside. You want it a little bit firm. You should be able to feel the firmness throughout. I feel like I'd eat all of this. This one here looks like it might go a little longer. Yeah, let's put this back. See how these patties are doing? So the patties are the same way. They're a little bit soft in the center, but I also did make them kind of thick. So let's rotate them over. Cook them a little bit longer. In fact, I'll turn the heat up a little bit for the patties because I want to get a nice dark color on the outside of them, like a good flame broil, you know? Turn the heat up a little bit on it. See if we can't use the fat that's dripping off of these to trigger some like flare-ups and get the heat to really brown these suckers on the outside. I love a good brown steak. Alright, let's rotate these a little bit. Ooh, these asparagus are hot and they are gonna be so good. And all this is for seasoning, like all I used was that special, that mix for seasoning, and I didn't even season these kebabs. I don't think they'll need it. Season the potatoes, but I don't even know if they'll be done. Potatoes are still pretty firm. Alright, burgers. Alright, burgers. Give me some fire. I don't want to burn that. It's not really flaring up. But these are starting to firm up. Just feel it. Chapter. Oh, I'm so excited that you guys got your boxes, or you're getting your boxes. Sam got hers. Erie, I hope you get yours soon. Erie, you should keep your eyes peeled for more than just what you got, because I want to make sure your phone stays charged during streams. Ooh, so my wife just sent me a message. She said that she found the couch for the tiny house. So if you guys didn't know, we have a tiny house, and my wife is totally redoing it. The interior is completely empty. There's nothing on the inside. Everything that was in there was not bolted down, and she has taken most of it out. She is making this place in the theme of what she calls the clever gentleman. So it's going to be kind of like dark and like real rich wood grain and leather and cool geometric shapes and a lot of old antique-y things. And she just sent me a photo that I'll probably share with you guys of this couch that she found for the tiny. There's so much cool stuff going on right now. Oh, I'm so blessed. I really wish I could share all this stuff with you guys all the time. Alright, I think these are done. They are showing some really good color. They're getting firm in the middle. It's done. This asparagus is looking pretty good too. It's got a lot of brown on it. I'm probably going to cut off a little bit of the ends because it's going to be really fibrous down here, but I think these are done too. So let's turn off this, load everything up onto the plate, and I'm going to end the stream. I'll take pictures of the final results, but I am so excited to see and hear about your reactions. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really love sharing with you guys. If you like this kind of stuff, I can share it with you more often. Things like what I'm tinkering on, working on my motorcycle, working on Frank, the old car. I can share that with you if you guys want to see it. I mean, it's not going to be all that exciting or interesting, but yeah. Anyways, thank you guys again for watching. I really appreciate it. I will figure out how to turn off the stream here. Bye. Zona, come here, buddy. You want some food?